What's up, guys? Welcome back to another American Reacts. We're looking at the first taste of the mountain for Gen 3. That's right, Gen 3 Supercars. They've shown us some previews here during the Bathurst week, and from what I hear from you guys, they're pretty awesome, right? Maybe a step in the right direction towards the Bathurst of old that we love, where, you have some close, somewhat resemblance of the road-going cars they're based on. So these look really cool. I believe we have the Mustang and the Camaro. What's not to like there? Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. I can't wait to see these and see what's in store.
Through a little chapter change here now. So after that fantastic practice 4 session just prior to IWrocker qualifying for the Repco Bathurst 1000, now a very special moment for us, because inside garage 13, right beneath our commentary box at the moment, we've got Shane Van Gisbergen and Anton Di Pasquale about to turn first laps of mountain.
Based on the ZL1, like it a lot.
In the new Gen 3 Supercars.
The Mustang looks good as well, but sorry, Ford guys, that Camaro's pretty badass. I'm going to take the Chevy here.
Shane has jumped on board that all-new Camaro ZL1.
We'll see how they sound, though.
And Anton's in the Ford Mustang just alongside. And this is eagerly anticipated. We're certainly looking forward to this. The cars look beautiful, launched earlier this morning. There's been an enormous amount of interest and discussion. Lots of people talking about it, and mark a special moment in the history of the sport.
It certainly is, Neil, and the way that these cars look are just absolute wow factor. The market relevance, the job that Mark Larkham did when he was explaining those changes that have been made for these cars. So for the start of 2023, very, very proud moment for the Camaro representing General Motors and Chevrolet, and the Mustang. And the Mustang overall has been the highest selling sports car in the world for the last couple of years.
Ooh, here we go. Sounds good. Let's hear the Mustang. Sounds good. I mean, right away I can tell that these do look more legit, right? These look like a road car that's been converted to a race car. I mean, it's definitely gutted, but that Camaro, it looked like it retained the factory dash. Probably modified, like the gauge cluster and stuff like that. But I mean, it still had the same shape. And then of course, it's, stripped out and back, and you have the roll cage and the racing seat, racing harness, all that stuff, of course. It looks just like, I mean, it is a Camaro, right? I mean, it looks just like one. It doesn't look like a race car that's slapped together that, is supposed to look like a Camaro. That looks like a Camaro on the track. It's freaking awesome. Sounds really good. They both sound a little different. That Mustang screams. Wow, beautiful view. The Camaro almost sounds a little muffled, dare I say. Like, it's not like so straight piped, like loud like you usually hear at a racetrack. I actually kind of like it. It's definitely loud, but it has a little muffle to it. It sounds kind of smooth and powerful. And the Mustang definitely sounds a little more raw, right? They both sound really good. Mustang definitely more of a screamer sound. Depends on what you like. I like both. Wow. Okay, maybe I'll give the sound a little edge to the Mustang. Sounds good. God, that Camaro looks so good. It's hauling ass. Coming in the chase. God, that looks fun, doesn't it? Oh, who doesn't want to rip that around the track? That's got to be the best job in the world. Everyone getting a taste of the sound. Think they like it? I mean, he's definitely taking it easy right there. I know that thing's got way more in it. That's for sure. What do you guys think? Tell me down below. What do you think of these? What do you think of the look, the sound? You think they're a little more authentic than the current supercars we have now? Anything closer resembling road cars is A-okay in my book. I think that's the way to go. And I wonder how performance, these obviously I'm sure are very capable, and I know they're pretty much taking it easy on them, just showing you a preview. You know, they're not going to probably give it the whole beans just yet. You know, they want to save that for when they fully debut. But I tell you what, I bet these have a lot more in them, and I wonder if we'll be setting some new lap records with these, right? Will it be a Mustang? Will it be a Camaro? What will set the lap record? Will it be next year? Will it be in a couple years? Who will it be? Please let me know your thoughts down below. I wonder if this will make each race better, like give them a little more room to tune the car, a little more room to stand out with their machine, with the driver, that connection, that team connection to the car. And I wonder if they are better for spectating. You know, it might be more of a challenge to drive these. The cars that they have now, you got to admit, they do fly around the track and they stick to the track like glue, maybe almost too well, right? Maybe these are going to be a little more wrestle for the driver. You know, they really got to, you know, run them around the track, and it might take them more work. It might be closer to the edge of a mistake. You know, it might be better for the sport as a whole. It's not to say they're slow. They're probably just as fast or faster. Yeah, this video was cool because we just had the monologue at the beginning, and then this has been all action. Great visual shots, great audio, and no commentary. So pretty cool. There we go. That Mustang's mean. Hey, he's catching the Camaro. What a good rivalry, right? Although I really do, even as an American, I hate to not see Holden on the track, that's for sure. The Ford Falcons, the Holden Commodores, they will be missed.
like all of us, we just got blown away when we got close to us just to see how good this really
Can
is.
you believe they're on track? We've been waiting for this moment all year since this project first started. I can tell you when they fired up the cars inside the garage, the roar from the crowd, the cheering in here was unbelievable. Now we're going to grab Shane and Anton when they jump out of these cars and get their first impressions, and then I'm going to let you climb all over at Larko because I know you like to do that and tell us all about it. But we've got the engines here for both of these cars.
Nice.
Very different, uniquely different, but
I
exactly
like
the
that.
same. So just tell us a little bit about them.
I like that they're unique.
Look over his shoulder. They're still in the window here behind you, side by side, just glorious. The engine. This is a really cool story because this is a 5.7 litre Chev 2-valve engine, right? Now, go way back just to 1969. Holden rocked up here with a Monaro with a 5.7 litre Chev engine, right? That's just unbelievable.
Yep.
Over there is a Ford 4-valve 5.4 litre engine, so completely different configuration, different engines.
See, this is what I like to see, right? We don't want to see a field of, dozens of cars that are just cookie cutter the same, right? Even the engines are different displacements, different valves, right? 4-valve versus a 2-valve. I don't know if the Ford is a overhead cam. I'm assuming the Chevy is a push rod still, which is awesome.
But somehow, Craig Hasted, one of the guys, he's standing over there on the pit wall with a big smile on his face, the engine guru for Supercars, has mowed them up. They're putting out exactly the same amount of power.
That's awesome.
And what's cool, Jess, is we've lost a lot of downforce off the cars. We'll talk about that. So they're going to be fast in the straight line like they are now.
Yeah.
300 at Bathurst, we're not losing that.
Yeah.
Now, may I mention, you've noticed, if you follow at all, NASCAR is doing the same thing. They're doing next-gen race cars as well. And dare I say, these next-gen NASCARs and next-gen Supercars are damn close. Damn close. I've been saying forever that they should have an exhibition event where NASCAR comes to Bathurst and maybe Supercars could go to a NASCAR track or something. But I would love to see NASCARs on Bathurst. And to take away from the point that I just made, I would love to see like current gen or, couple year ago NASCAR version go to Bathurst just to see, how good they could do, how fast are they, or to see how, maybe behind on handling they are. We wouldn't know. Would it be faster than people think, or would it be slower with all the turns? But now, even more interestingly, they're looking pretty similar, right? It makes you wonder, right? I would love to see a crossover event. I think that would be super, super cool. NASCAR, Supercars, you got to get together. Come on, NASCAR, you got to make that happen. I would love for more Americans to get wind of this sport. Australian motorsports are just incredible. The community is incredible. The broadcasts, these hosts, the camera views, the sound, everything is so immersive, so intense. It's really, really fun to watch. Of course, Australia has amazing racetracks to choose from. Not limited to Mount Panorama. There are tons of awesome tracks. But yeah, this is a really, really good to see with the different engines. Makes you wonder, right? There's all these elements and variables, and it makes for better competition. So I like that there's less downforce. I like that there's, some engine changes. It will be interesting, right? Less downforce. The cars they have now are just glued to the ground, as I mentioned earlier.
Maintain the same amount of torque. So that thing that you don't have in your road car, right? But you have after a few beers, plenty of torque, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They've still got it. So the loud pedal, they're really going to work.
Unbelievable. It's been so great to see the look on everyone's faces too. So many teams have worked tirelessly to bring this project to fruition.
Can't hear to see what these drivers are going to say, Jess. You go and talk to them.
To have it all happening here for us now is unbelievable. So I'm going to grab Shane Van Gisbergen as he gets out of the
Beautiful
car.
machines.
That
Camaro is gorgeous.
It looks mean. It looks tough. And we can't wait to hear what he thinks about it. Just getting a debrief now. He's got a smile on his face. He's nodding his head. I reckon he loved every single second of that. It's a much, much smaller cockpit inside, and Shane's a pretty tall guy, so
looks tight in there.
It's going to be interesting to see how he squeezes himself.
That's not good news
out.
for
Hey,
me.
Shane, want to jump in and get your first impressions of the car? How did it feel out there?
Pretty cool.
And
what a privilege to
not
be the
skinny
first
either.
one, but credit to the Supercars team and all the teams that have put this together. It felt awesome. It's a big car and a bit hard to see, but super cool. Sounds cool. Hope it sounded good outside too.
Could you feel the difference in the aero already?
I wasn't going fast enough yet. I was just having fun. I waited for Anton. We had a little race. pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Shane. Let's see what Anton thinks.
Hey, Anton, keen to get some words. I mean, the first impressions to me always mean the most. I know the car's not complete 100%, feudal things need to be done, but early impressions, mate.
Yeah, it's cool. Definitely moves around a bit more than what we got.
Yeah.
Great.
And it feels like you got 1,000 horsepower, so it's quite good.
Nice.
The car sounds amazing. The guys done an awesome job prepping the car to roll out here, first time, and you feel safe and you feel like you want to push and get on with it. So it's a really cool car.
I know it's early days, mate, but we're all been very close to this now, and I'm just super keen to hear. You just said feels like it's got 1,000 horsepower. So can you already feel a little bit of that lack of downforce and still got the same amount of torque in the engine? Is that what you're feeling?
Yeah, it's obviously a different motor than what we have. We're not going any faster, but you just feel like you sort of, at first it's like, wow, this thing's fast. It doesn't obviously feel like it grips up as well as our cars, which is exactly what we want. So, I mean, it won't be too far behind, but it's going to be an.
That's what I mean. I mean, the cars are very capable, obviously, but it is powerful. It's less downforce. So, dare I say, right, it's going to take more driver skill. It's almost more like the NASCAR approach, and I like that. Come on, I'm an American. I like that. It makes for good driving, and these guys are really. It's going to separate the men from the boys. There we go. I'm excited to see this, guys. I really am.
Awesome thing, and I think it's going to be really good for the category.
Well done, mate. Great work. Well, Jess?
They loved it. They look pretty happy, don't they? I mean, to see them both out there on track side by side is pretty special. Okay, so talk us through it. There's been an incredible amount of work going to this. You've been the Gen 3 guru. You've been following it from the very beginning. How much factory DNA is there in these cars? Because they look mean, they look tough.
Isn't it? It's a really important point, because a lot of people say, oh, why don't we go back to how we were in the 70s and drive them off the showroom floor? The game's moved on. Technology's moved on. This is a new era. But what's really cool about this is these have way more DNA. Our supercars now might look like road cars. They're not. The engines are bespoke. Everything in them is bespoke. This has 80%. So if I can just come around here, Jess. So this is what we call the wind lick surface of the car, everything that the wind licks. Although sometimes I'll be caught licking it, as you know. The wind lick surface, 80% of it replicates the road car. But what's really important, the DNA in those engines we talked about, that is full of Ford architecture. That is full of General Motors Chevy racing architecture. Wow. So that's really important. So,
sounds good.
I mean, these cars have been built from the ground up, right? So it's not just a look and cost that's been considered. There's so much more.
It is an enormous amount of work. Adrian Burgess and his team, Craig Hasted, Jeremy, Perry Capper, the design guys on both the teams. Yep. But here's a really interesting point. This is a really big one. Forever, the cars up and down pit lane, all the teams have turned into manufacturing teams, right? They've got bucket loads of employees that design and manufacture stuff. That's expensive, that's not what we want.
Yeah.
These cars underneath the skin are very similar, a lot of controlled parts, but a lot of adjustability.
Yeah.
So in simple terms, what that means is it's going to be cheaper to run, sustainable for teams, but most importantly, they're really adjustable. So tyres, suspension, shocks, drivers, strategy, tyre pressures, all the stuff we love, that is racing, is what's going to determine the outcome, not how much you spend building the car.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you don't want to make it a big money thing, right? You have to have some sort of sustainability between them, some sort of consistency, so it's at the base, a level playing field in a sense. But yeah, you want them to be able to adjust a lot. You want them to be able to tune a lot and tweak a lot, because that's part of motor racing. It's not just turning the wheel and giving it gas on the track, but rather it's a strategy. It's making sure everything is within spec, everything is tuned to the track, to the driving style, and hoping that your car just runs that day, because we all know as car guys, whether it's a race car or a regular road car, cars have a mind of their own, and whenever you turn the key on any given Tuesday or Saturday, what have you, you never know how it is going to behave. So that is the joy and the fun of motorsport, and yeah, that was really, really, really cool to learn about. That is, of course, from Supercars, so you're going to want to check that out in the description down below if you would like to watch the whole thing uninterrupted. Tell you what, guys, really excited for that, and yeah, looking forward to the future of NASCAR and Supercars, and hopefully they can do something in the future, but I think Supercars is moving in the right direction here for sure. Tell me your thoughts down below. If you will, give a thumbs up on this video. Really does help it out. I appreciate you. Subscribe for more stuff like this. Check out the description for this original video and other ways you can support my channel. And look for the Bathurst live stream. You're watching IWrocker. My name is Ian, and I'll catch you later, guys.